Yes, you were.
Talking about demon hunting.
You guys were talking about demon hunting.
But then we went to the library.
In the library.
Yes. So, it's a new day. It is the day before you guys are supposed to leave to go to the kingdom, the Theocracy. You guys have been getting packed. You got your gift from Yen Citric. And everything's looking all hunky-dory.
Everyone meet your Catface yet, or did he go, like, into hiding or something?
Catface is with, Nox right now.
He's my new best friend.
Okay, Tech works out early, like always. Gotta get up with the sun.
I'm doing something that's I don't know what it is, but it's edgy. It's probably not safe for children underneath anything.
Rabbits.
Like, no, I'm not fucking rabbits. Sure, fuck it. I'm killing rabbits. I'm just killing rabbits.
I just imagine you making this like ritual circle. You know in certain TV show that I probably shouldn't mention on a stream, there's these ritual circles made out of like horses and body parts and things like that.
Oh, yes, but with
I can just
rabbit
imagine
body.
you doing that with rabbits, yeah.
Yeah, my infinite sack of rabbits just making circles
Yep,
of dead rabbit bodies.
absolutely.
And they're all decapitated.
Yep.
And then, like,
Okay.
the heads are in a pile in the center.
Yep, game of bunnies.
Yes. Game of bunnies. You can call me Bon Joe, the bastard of the South.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Almost also wakes up
you're
early in the
doing
morning
something
and
real sweet. Right.
Yeah.
so Solmus also wakes up early in the morning and just sits in meditation for a while.
While Scary creates a body pentagram around him.
Yeah, in his head, he's going to keep an eye on Bonjo for a while.
Beautiful. Damn it.
Gary, don't you have your own room?
This is still my room. I know it's not, but it is. I'm not used to people being here. Shut up.
Okay. Anyways, what did I say before? It's the day of you guys going. So, Nux, how are you preparing? Let's start with you. How are you preparing to go?
I would say he's generally psyching himself up because he absolutely hates the Theocracy of the Saviors. With a passion, he's probably reassuring Catface about the whole process and making sure that he's got his little gem on his collar ready, his little gem of mind shielding. And Nox would make sure he's got his on too. But yeah, he travels light, so there wouldn't be an awful lot for him to prepare to take. It's more mental preparation.
Alright. We know what Scari's doing, we know what Sol is doing. Keck, what are you doing to prepare?
He'll be looking at his new ring, which he still doesn't 100% understand. And also the, what was the thing that changes the way he looks? What was it actually look like? It wasn't a necklace?
Oh,
Yes.
the diamond thing.
It was a necklace.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it was a necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing that can make him look like a human.
Mm-hmm.
Is Tech the only one going to be using these? Everyone else going to be just normal?
Actually.
I mean, would I need to?
Everyone else can just like wear concealing clothes and.
Scary, you wouldn't need to. You look like a warrior, really. You're armored up.
I mean, I'm always.
Yeah, you don't look like much of anything at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of just
Maybe
like
if you
a...
expect to be needed to strip, but that's gonna be a problem for me too.
Yeah, Nox
I
is a
just
little
love
more...
Yeah.
Nox is a little more... Nox might want to wear one.
Maybe.
But...
Given where we're going, I would say yes. Anywhere else, he's starting to be a little braver.
Okay, so you want one of the necklaces too?
Definitely.
Okay, so you'll get to try that and get to see what that's like.
Yeah, I'd probably experiment with it a bit.
So as you put it on, describe how your face would look like as a human.
On my days. He would... Again, he'd still be pretty tall. Because it doesn't affect height or anything, right?
Nope, just appearance. It
So I'd
only
say his
affects your
skin would
appearance.
go completely the opposite way. Rather than being, like, really dark, I'd say he's, like, very, very pale. His eyes
Damn it! I
are...
was kind of hoping you went like Shaquille O'Neal immediately. It's full Shaquille O'Neal, and you're like, no, it goes the opposite. Damn it!
I mean, if you want. No, so he'd go like really pale, tall, lean. His eyes would be very pale, like the irises would be almost colorless kind of thing. And again, his hair would still be white, but it would be quite short and spiky, as opposed to the long hair he usually has.
So, actually, Keck, you describe yourself how you would look like as a human as well.
Okay, Tech's totally going to be still his 5.5 foot muscled self. He's gonna have tan skin and red hair and a beard. There was at least one moment where he was going to like move around with it on, and he tried to jump and glide like he'll randomly do, and it did not work.
When you guys have the necklaces on, when you are seeing through these collaged faces, it is almost like you are peering through smoke. When you have these on and when they are active. When you take them off, your vision is perfectly fine.
I did presume I can't fly with these on because they don't make my wings invisible, they make them go away entirely.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of grumbles about that, but he thinks it's like, at least it's easy. Do they need to be taken off to stop working, or is there like some other way? Like, oh, I just flip a switch.
The only way you know how to turn them off is to take them off.
Okay.
Alright. Sylvis, what are you doing?
Yep. I initially in the morning finished my meditation and then I put on some common clothes so that doesn't show off a lot of armor or something like that that I'm wearing, and I try to look as plain as possible.
How tall are you, Solvin?
2 feet, I think. Let me quickly check.
2 feet's real small.
Yeah, I would feel really small, about 4 feet 2 inches. I don't know whether you guys realize, but a lot of times, every time I do something, I say Solvus steps forward and then says something or does something. And I do that specifically because everyone around me is really tall.
Yeah. So gonna be a real short, broad fella for a human.
Yeah, because you're only like half Nox's height.
Wait, does Keck look kind of like a tall dwarf?
No. I would imagine that he looks like a big burly man.
Like, I'm short, but I'm not outside.
He's
I'm
really
really
short.
I'm 5'5", or I'm 5'6".
Yeah, he's about
Oh,
average
okay.
height.
You're just a little shorter than me. Then.
He's about
Yeah, like
average
that's-
human height, but he's wider than the average. He's wider than the average human.
It's just the type of person that you'll see them from a distance, and you're like, wow, they're huge, and then you walk up and realize that you're 2 inches taller than them. That's the type of person Keck is. Check will
Alrighty.
bring up, do we have any specific plans other than cross the border and wing it?
And kill
church.
Anything we're looking for?
Yeah, what specifically is it we're going for?
We were looking for, there was a lot of information that made them look suspicious. So nothing
Nox
specific.
knows damn well they're suspicious from experience.
Yeah, so like,
What kind of info did you guys get on? Scary wouldn't know. So, yeah,
we know
I don't know what information you guys.
they have
specifically
towns where the non-humans go, and those seem to be sometimes sacrificed to demons, which brings up a lot of questions of where did they get demons from, and stuff like that.
If I'm hearing that, I'm immediately like to the door ready. Like that's just an immediate fuck that, we're leaving now.
I mean, we can talk while we go.
Fuck them bitches. Yeah. We're moving now.
Okay, we can talk while we go.
Yeah, we can talk. It's not changing that. It's just
We know
as long as
that
we're getting.
they've kidnapped several people, at least, possibly hundreds or thousands, and do different experiments. Where, who knows? How, who knows? How long, who knows? We know it's hard to get in without mind effects, and so perhaps just getting in and pretending will find things that people that are inside through normal means don't see.
I feel
Well, we
like
could
we
also-
almost need to find someone who stands out and watch as the Theocracy take them and follow them to see where they take them.
But we've seen where they take them, in theory. At least one place.
Yeah, that one town seemed quite unique.
Well, let's have this. We'll see if we find anything curious. We'll just cross the border, see if we find anything. And in the surely completely unrealistic, will never happen scenario of someone gets caught, everyone else secretly follows.
Yep.
Instead of intervening and making it into an international incident and a war, just secretly follow.
So low-key wing it.
I'm okay winging it.
Sounds like
Yeah, me too, to be fair.
Alright, so you all begin to head off. The easiest path to head off is to head down to the sneaking station and just go along the road. And you do so.
Do you need any axes or anything? I got some axes and javelins I could live without. Hand axes and axes. javelins. You muted?
Yay, new map.
New map. Da, 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 da. And as you all reach the border, you are greeted by two guards that are slightly familiar to both you, Solvis, and Nox. However, Nox, you are wearing your disguise, and Solvis is just Solvis, so...
Didn't check, like...
Oh, Keck would too. Sorry. I totally forgot about Keck for a moment. Keck would also.
Wait, Solvis and Scary, are you wearing anything that's, like, concealing? Like, Heck, actually...
I am always concealed.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
I've always
in
got, like,
full
a
armor.
full mask and armor, full stuff, with, like, gloves, too. Oh,
And
by the
Solvis,
way,
you're in
for the
regular
ring,
clothes.
for the ring thing, I was thinking of wearing it under the gloves.
That's okay. You can wear it on a glove.
Awesome.
So would they recognize you immediately, or do you look different enough with your clothes that maybe they wouldn't?
That should look different enough. I would not cover my face, but I would cover my head with sort of like a small cloth wrapped around. So it does obscure the view and does not, let's say, immediately make my face explicitly clear who I am.
I know Keck looks like a human. He's basically in barbarian clothes, like, in contrast to these two, full face, easily, fully visible, like, he barely has any weapons, and you can tell. Now that you're disguised, are you still wearing, like, a hood and covering up entirely, or are you just
Nope.
walking around?
He's just wearing almost like a trench coat kind of style. So yeah, he's dressed quite differently since he doesn't have to be covered up all the time now.
Alrighty. I rolled wrong. Ooh, okay, so they do not recognize. So as they greet you, both Solvis, Nox, and Keck, you all get the feeling that they do not recognize you. And they start to go, "Welcome to the Theocracy. Please state your papers if you wish to enter."
Keck will wordlessly, like, offer his papers. Actually, we got those, right?
Yes.
Do our papers have photos on?
No.
Handy.
Cool.
Okay.
No, they
Yeah,
were
he'll-
purposely made so that they wouldn't have photos by the university.
Okay, so yeah, Keck will just silently give his then.
He opens the booklet, and he looks through it, and he looks up, and he looks down at it, and he goes, "Alright, yours are in queue, you can go ahead. Next."
Yeah, Nox, step forward.
Grabs your papers, opens it up, looks at it, looks up at you, looks down at it, and he goes, "Do you have a permit to bring that cat in?"
You seriously need a permit for the cat?
You have a permit.
Alright, he'd hand it over as he says it. Like,
I think I misunderstood. He still looks like a cat?
yeah. All his
Yeah.
gem does is shield his mind.
Okay.
He opens it up, he looks, he kind of puts it in your booklet, closes it up, hands it back to you, and he says, "Alright, you two are good. Next."
Focus gently nudges Scary to go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna go last, but sure. Sure, I'll walk up and hand over papers.
Grabs your papers, opens it up, looks down, looks a little puzzled, and he goes, Okay. You can go ahead.
I walk up last and I my papers.
I with like as straight as a tone as I can, like as in like flat of a tone as I can keep. Praise the Savior. Trying not to sound sarcastic.
Roll me a performance check.
Sadly, every word that comes
Oh,
out of your
God.
mouth sounds sarcastic, even when you're being earnest.
Yeah, we're doomed.
Roll me a performance check. Ooh.
With my -1.
Oh, he goes, well, that's very kind of you, and hands you back your papers. He looks as though you've caught him off guard at your praise.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm a roll. I was gonna say I'm a roll. Yeah, just go ahead.
Jesus. Alright. He goes, alright, I guess you're the last one. Papers.
Yep, I hand over the papers.
Opens the
Without saying
booklet, looks at it. You're good to go. As you all
Solvus,
pass...
keeps,
Huh?
yeah, Solvus keeps walking, and the others can notice that he is purposefully a little bit behind. It seems like he is he's trying to be behind such that he can keep an eye on everything.
Kicks in front.
Alright. As you cross the border, you feel the rings take effect. And I'm going to need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
The modifiers are bad.
Keka, roll yours.
Yes. That one on my wisdom save. Beautiful. I love it.
21.
Yay.
Were we told to use the rings before entering?
Jesus.
No, it's a passive effect, I think.
They're passive.
I got
Alright,
it. Now what?
both Kek
Yay.
and Scary, you both have favor towards the Theocracy. You're not fully mind controlled, but you now have favor towards this country.
I immediately hate myself.
It is too strong to make you hate yourself outwardly. Everyone else passes. I would like to say for the guard, I rolled a nat 1 for your performance, Scary.
Oh.
Before we continue, I literally facepalmed myself and I went, oh god, he's getting away with this. Anyways, you guys travel along for a little bit, and over in this corner, after you cross this bridge, to your right is a small village. It is the village of Gelvar.
Might as well go see, Kek says, kind of as a question to the rest.
We had to scout it. Let's keep our distance. It could be as bad as the last place.
Kek will start leading them in, walking main routes like you would expect people to be doing.
So, as you enter Gelvar, it's actually a striking distance from the town of the... what was it called? Yeah. The town of the Forgotten. This town is well put together. It has full buildings, it has full corridors, there are children playing in the streets. To anyone who would bear to look at this place, it looks like an ordinary village. The only striking distance is that there is a rather large church at the end of the main street that comes off from the main road. This church is more of a style of a cathedral with 2 bell towers.
Kek starts walking toward.
What's difficult? I probably wouldn't want to go near it usually for if I were to go near it usually, then I would just like burn it down.
Oh, by the way, everyone here is human, right?
I'm sorry?
No.
Everyone
in
here
town
is human. There are a couple dwarves strung about, but the majority of the people are human.
Do the dwarves that are strung about also seem like they're trying to pass as human?
No. They look like they're living their lives.
You might be okay, Silvus.
Yeah, but I have my disguise, so I'll just carry on. If I'm found, I'll just pretend to be a dwarf.
Pretend. Yeah. Okay. Anyone come with or stop Keck walking towards the church?
Nope. There are a couple of people
I guess.
that are
No,
kind
I
of
mean,
like.
I'm asking the group. I'm asking our group. Anyone come with or stop Keck walking towards the church?
I suppose I would cautiously
I'd
go with you.
probably follow in this state.
Follow from a distance.
As
I
you
would
guys walk.
Just say to Keck,
One more
be
thing.
careful.
Well, part of the way there, he turns obviously down a wrong alleyway.
Nox, expecting it, very quickly grabs him and redirects him.
As you are all walking towards the church, a section of the street, whilst the beginning portion of the street was kind of like, it was kind of like a T branch off, where there was like two other main roads going along the sides and going up different routes. Once you pass that point, you get into kind of like a main street market, where there are little booths set up where people are trying to sell fruits, vegetables, little knickknacks. There's an armorer trying to sell some armor. There's a weaponsmith trying to sell some weapons. Nothing out of the ordinary. Everything's pretty standard, like iron armor and like leather armor type stuff, and one slightly better that's made out of iron that he's selling. And then the swordsmith is mainly selling just like basic weapons.
People in this town seem to carry weapons on the regular.
Not really. You see that as you guys are walking by, there are like guards, like village guards that are kind of like on patrol. You can see that they have like a short sword and like a little uniform with a little helmet. But most people, they do carry like a what's it called? Like a dagger that you can see, but not really anything more. You all look like to be the most heavily armed people within this village.
How heavily armed are we? I know Keck just has a couple hand axes, no armor, and like nothing else. No.
Let's see, we have a couple of armor, we have...
I've got a crossbow and a...
okay, so you're pretty heavily... Crossbow and heavy armor is gonna put you up there by
Nox has
themselves.
got his focus, druidic focus, sort of stashed away, and he's just walking with a quarterstaff. Yeah.
Armor?
No, he's not wearing much to be.
Okay, so we got a couple that are... we almost look like two civilians with two guards.
Yeah. As you
Got a small
approach...
shield flung across the back.
Yeah. As you approach the church, there is sort of a small fountain in front of the church that splits the road into more of a Y shape, where the main road kind of branches off to go away from the church to either side. And as you approach the fountain, you can see that there are priests and there are children just playing around the fountain. You can see a couple of mothers sitting on a bench near the fountain, just watching the children play. Nothing really out of the ordinary.
I try, but I like just a couple tears. Like it's not noticeable, but like even with the fucking mind shit going on, this is definitely seeing like happy families and shit going around is definitely still not going well in my head because it was probably just
I would ask how you're doing, but I honestly probably don't notice you standing extra still than normal behind your
also
literal body armor.
yeah. I have the fucking mask as well. You wouldn't be able to see it.
Like we don't like. It's like he's pausing
It's
for longer
not
than usual. This
noticeable.
guy who never talks.
It's not noticeable. It's just I'm there and just fucking not doing well. Not saying
Keiko just
anything.
want to gesture towards the church, like go inside.
Do you go inside?
I'm
Jack's just checking with everyone else before he walks in.
not sure that's a good idea.
I can check out the top.
Keck, you are Keck and Scary. When Nox says you don't think that's such a good idea, you both get the thought of, why would that not be a good idea? The church is a safe place.
I guess in that case, Keck will just be like, yeah, I'll be fine, and he'll just walk in. Unless physically stopped.
I'd probably also walk in. Unfortunately, yeah. But you know what? It is better that this is the case than me rolling and saving, because otherwise I'd just be burning down this town. So it is better for plot and everything that I fucking failed completely.
As you enter the church, this cathedral is actually pretty large. It can hold several hundreds of people. As you enter, you are met by a pretty large foyer before entering the main church area with all the pews and the altar. I'm going to need everyone to make me a wisdom save again. Nox, Scary, Keck,
Solvis
you
got a nat
all.
one.
So you all are perfectly fine. Keck and Scary, you both snap out. But Solvis, you now gain favor towards the church, and you have an urge to pray to the saviors now that you've entered the church.
Oh no. I snap out? In the church? I snap out? With a 9? That's not good. That's really not good. Oh no. That's terrible. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Your rings bring the thing for you guys to succeed way down. The saving throws. What are you gonna do?
Fuck. I'm going to go investigate to see if I can find hay.
Sorry, does it look noticeably weird at the moment?
Just what?
You look noticeably anything going on that we could tell, like, oh, he just paused for 10 seconds at the entrance to this doorway.
Fully looks weird. I'm immediately looking around for something flammable.
Keck will just like put his hand on the side. It's like, something going on?
Yes. Soon to be genocide.
We need to keep a low profile.
They wouldn't know it was us.
Later.
After all, no, listen. How is anyone gonna tell anyone else if there's no witnesses?
We're in the city.
This is a
Later.
town.
But he means the further you go out, the more people there are on the perimeter. There's no point where they stop. Just later.
Fine. Fine. For now, and for your sakes, I will keep calm.
I'll keep an eye out for something that's actually, what's it called? Consequence.
I'd like to do an investigation check anyway about around the church.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay.
What are you looking for?
Oh. Well, it's the 23. I'm not sure if I'm looking for anything specific. Maybe things that would seem odd, or things like that.
Nothing looks out of the ordinary. There's paintings of the saviors on the walls. There's different symbols associated with the Church of the Saviors scattered around. It looks like an ordinary church, just worshiping the Church of the Saviors instead of the gods.
How many people are in right now?
At the moment,
Like,
there are about 10 people in the pews. They're kind of scattered around, kind of keeping to themselves and their own meditative thoughts.
and is there a priest?
There is no priest within what you can see. Within the chambers, you can see.
With my 23, would I be able to see a secret door? Is there a secret door? I'm just curious.
No, it would require an arcane check to check for a secret door.
Can I do an arcane check?
Sure.
16.
As you go into kind of state, looking at the arcane nature of everything around you, you can see that there are several passageways that they're to your left along the wall. There seems to be a kind of magical field that kind of looks the shape of a doorway. And as you look to your right, you notice something else with that investigation combined with it, that the right goes farther back than the left does.
I'm gonna go check that doorway-ish thing out. I'm gonna try and push my head.
As you approach it, you kind of just phase your hand through it. It is as if an illusion spell was placed onto it to just hide it, but not hide it from physical touch, just from sight.
Before we head on,
I was gonna wait
to look at the ceilings and upward to see if is it just the ceiling, is it possibly more things up there?
I was gonna wave the guys over, so you do that first, and then
Solvus is now not paying attention to anyone and is just wandering off in the church.
Nox, what are you doing?
Still outside.
You're still outside. Okay. You stayed
Doing
outside
anything
this whole
outside?
thing?
Yeah, I did say you wouldn't go in.
Okay. No, just
Are you circling the building or just staying put?
I suppose he would move around. He would be worried about being seen to be loitering. But the whole idea of the Church of the Sea.
As you're kind of just outside, you can see that there are priests outside who are kind of just talking friendly with the mothers who are sitting on the benches.
I guess if he doesn't see anything like promising with the roof or like the ceiling, he's gonna head over to Skari, who's basically just pointing him over. I'm gonna say Keck has not quite noticed that Solvis is behind him yet. That's not a thing that he's used to looking for. It's usually the other way around.
Question: do you pass through the door?
What?
Yeah, I fully like go through. Like I'm waving in the hand for like, yo, this way.
As you go through, there is a staircase leading up.
Leading up or down?
Up.
Up. Okay, I'll go up.
As
join.
you climb the stairs up, you pass the bell tower, and at the top there is a rather large, almost like a double pyramid, kind of stacked on top of each other at the base, shaped crystal, just hovering in this clock tower.
Can I do a history or investigation? Like history if I would know something about it, and then investigation.
I'll also mention, these seem to be powering the thing at the border.
Would Keck mention that?
At least if they're alone right next to it, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Scar, roll your history check.
Okay.
With that information in mind that you have just gained from Keck,
Wait, what the fuck? I didn't. Cheers.
Are we talking to us?
19. So you also gain the knowledge that these crystals are very familiar and are linked to the history of No Man's Land. These are sort of the shards of crystals that were left behind and weren't after the destruction of them all, and after they all exploded and shattered. After the Black Tower fell.
Would I know if there was a way to this?
Repeat that?
Or would I know if there's a way to break it?
Or
would it just be like
do not. You know that they are normally harmless. That they don't normally do anything now that what's it called? The Chancellor is gone.
Considering the fact that tech is slowly using like power thing, I'd probably want to.
We'll tell him to wait. We at least need a good way out. He'll look around and see if there are any windows that are openable, or.
Well, we're in a
Jesus.
bell tower, so maybe like
Is it just completely open?
I did not catch that. Can you repeat that?
Keck tells Skari to wait before hitting the crystals, and then looks around for an escape route. Is this just in the middle of a bunch of open passageways to the general open air, or is there windows, or is there...
No, this is an entire... So if you think of this is like the top level. There's the staircase that goes down, the spiral staircase that goes down. And basically, it's just the roof. The angular pyramid shape of the roof of the clock tower itself.
Would there be anything to like tie? So there's no windows.
Nope. There are no windows and no doors.
Is there a clock?
No.
Oh, so it's just it's more of a tower.
Just
But yeah.
This
So
is really
the only
easy to
way-
reach.
well, it's not a clock tower, it's a bell tower. You already passed the bells. The bells are below you.
Oh, so the bells are low. And is the bells exposed to open air?
Yes.
Okay, so we could start like getting like ropes tied. So we have a way down.
I did not catch that. You.
Oh, we could get ropes tied around the pillars through the bells. Because there's usually like a bell tower.
You could, but with it being
I can
mid.
take off my necklace and bring us both down. And if they see my face, as long as we get away, who cares? I'm thinking about getting more information. This was really easy to reach. What if we came here with something that could hurt it in time?
So like a delayed blast, essentially. Something we could set and then
Yeah, let's at least talk to the others. It didn't see, unless we got in here by some massive fluke, we will be able to get back.
I'd probably be able to try this.
At this point, you realize that Solvis is not with you.
Wait, where did he go? I'm not asking in here. And he never wanders off.
We'll go find first.
I'll go look for him.
Plan.
Can I go head down?
I'll go tell Nox, you go find. You go tell Nox, I'll go.
Okay.
Realizing that. No, never mind. Yeah.
Keck walks through the door that's an illusion and just immediately disappears into his lock.
As you go in to the
Yep, it's impressive.
as you both separate, Keck, you were going into the further in the church, correct? Or was Skari going?
I was going.
Okay, so Skari, as you go
Let's go
further
wherever you want
into
to
the
see out
church,
lost.
you see Solvis kind of just sitting in a pew, praying.
I will smack the back with.
Smack.
How do you do that?
Do I have to roll the?
No.
Okay. Not like intending to do damage, but it's like a hey, what's you doing?
It breaks my it breaks my concentration.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit confused. I suddenly look at him, but eventually I don't do anything, and then I just sit back and continue to pray.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Because I meant to be getting him back to the others so we can go investigate more plan shit. So if he's not, like I'll take him a couple times. If nothing changes, I will just like pick him up.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll an investigation for me. Or
Alright.
actually, perception.
Damn it.
Is he doing that before he picks me up or after he picks me up?
But after. I want to see if he
After
notices
then, I
something.
might also do something. Okay, cool. You can do that.
As you pick him up, you notice that his ring of mind shielding is sitting on the pew.
Oh, yes, sorry. I pick it up and I put it on.
Do you put it on his hand?
Yeah,
Uh,
like on his
Yeah, before you can do that, because you basically just either try to or succeed in picking me up. I sort of snap out and try to grapple you to see I can restrict you from moving.
ooh. Both opposing athletics rolls? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Athletics,
I would
yep.
go.
Can do if they feel like it.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
A nat 1. Woohoo! And an 18. So Scary, you get on top, you shove that ring back onto his finger. Solvis, make me another wisdom saving
What
throw.
are you doing, dumbass?
You're used to shoving rings on.
And you are snapped out of it.
Do I remember any of these? Of what happened now?
You remember that you were praying to the saviors.
Mhm. So, yeah, I think I sort of realized what happened, and that sudden realization came to me, and I look at Skari, and my first question to him is everyone all right?
Alright, good. What the hell's wrong with you? You're meant to be, man of the gods. Da-da-da.
Yeah, I don't know what took over. I did not want to enter this church, but I saw Keck entering, and I did not want to leave him alone. Where is he? We need to find him.
He's gone back to Cox probably.
Let's get out of here before something else happens.
He doesn't seem to have.
Solvis was like by himself.
Sorry.
He always seems to find his way to Knox.
Oh. Yeah.
Knox is his sense of direction.
Well,
that's
go
the
to Knox
only
and see if that works out.
actually get to, even if it's by accident.
Alright, as you all gather outside of the church, it is beginning to come to a sort of sundown. And as
Where's
you
Ken?
all coincidentally gather in front of the church, one of the priests approaches you. Good morning, my children.
Good morning. We just came into town.
Why, that is excellent. Have you yet secured lodgings for yourselves?
Oh, we were just thinking about that. Would you recommend anything?
Why, the tavern across the street is a lovely place to stay.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you. And then he's gonna search for a name. Clearly not quite certain what title the priest go by.
It is my pleasure. Might you all walk in the Savior's light. And he kind of turns away to you all and starts to walk up towards the steps of the church.
Okay, let's go ahead to the tavern.
As you walk
Unless anyone
into
wants
the
to go.
tavern, you notice that it's not like any other tavern you've ever gone to. There's no drunken antics. There's none of that. Instead, there are polite people drinking what looks to be either water or some other types of concoctions, one of which being tea. Everyone looking quite sensible and respectable. And as you enter, not barkeep, but I'll simplify it to barkeep for now. The barkeep behind the bar goes, "Why, welcome, travelers. What can I do for you?"
You got anything stronger than water?
I didn't catch any of that.
You got anything stronger than water?
We have some quite strong tea.
That's not what I meant by thinking about
Nox
that.
would elbow him really hard. No, tell you what, Nox would stamp on his foot, because although his foot looks like a human foot, it's still a hoof.
I think it's actually a human foot.
It's actually a human foot.
Yeah.
Then he would still stamp on his foot.
What the fuck, man?
Okay, we'll
What?
say rooms for 4.
Ah, will you be doubling up or rooming all together?
I think we'll be good all together.
Alrighty. That will cost you 1 schnuckle.
Excuse you?
Nox would produce one.
So we got Nox's thing.
He takes it and he goes, alrighty. Puts it in his pocket and he goes, let me fetch you all the key. And he goes into the back.
So this place doesn't have. Does it have the regular keys or does it have like fancy keys?
The
So-
keys were only for the kingdom of
Let me describe the money system though really quickly. So, platinum is the same. It's just platinum. Then you have stikes, shives, schnuckle, and then you have show. Those are all in descending order in terms of value. And I'll just
schnuckle is a silver.
put it in chat really quickly.
Because you said schnuckle was the second.
However, if you remember correctly, Yen Sidric said that their money is made differently. It's not the standard gold stuff that other kingdoms use. Their money is sort of stamped with official seals and markings to say that these are acceptable.
Please tell me our stuff has that on.
If you remember correctly, Nox, you grabbed the bag of 10 schnuckles that Yen Sidric left. So you have that 10 schnuckles. Or 50.
Yeah.
I put it in your
You
inventory.
said it was, I'm sure it was 50 of whatever currency it was. I thought it was the equivalent of 50 gold for, yeah, it just says Theocracy gold. It's got no other information on it, it just says quantity 50.
Okay, so then you gave him a shnive, which means he gave you back 9 schnuckles.
I hope you're keeping track of this.
I'm going to put it on your character sheet. As the party, you now have 49 schnives and 9 schnuckles. Each of them are in increments of 10. So 10 shows give you a schnuckle, 10 schnuckles give you a shives, 10 shives gives you a schninks, and 10 schninks give you a platinum. I'm just trying to explain the currency system to the audience, even though you as a party would not know that yet. As he comes back, he gives you each 4 keys. These are all just standard keys. There is no magical effects to them at all.
Thank you.
Why, you're welcome.
If you don't mind, we had a long day's travel. We'll be heading back.
Of course. And may the light of the saviors guide your path.
Echo Bell, he needs to make a mental note to figure out what others say to that.
As you go up into
Okay.
your room, it is just standard 4-bedroom room. 4 beds lining the walls, 4 chests at each of their foots, and 1 barrel of water.
The moment we get everyone into the room, Keck will like immediately take off his necklace and stretch his wings and just like let out a sigh like he's been acting all day. Okay. So, we found a crystal in that church, which I suppose we expected. It seemed really easy to get to. Maybe harder to get away from if something were to happen to it.
Similar to the one we found before.
Seems like it.
Then I suppose we could potentially expect the same result as last time.
Remind me again, last time it weakened the border, right?
No, a whole load of portals opened and stuff came through.
When we broke it?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
What happened last time we broke one of these crystals? Did we ever?
You never broke the crystal.
I was gonna say we never managed to break it, but
All broke loose before you guys actually tried to do so.
yeah, portals opened and stuff came through and started taking people.
I have a
Well, there
feeling that
was
was a
portals?
coincidence.
Am I remembering?
The demons
There's
came out of
portals.
portals.
Last time? Oh,
Last
fantastic.
time, yeah, all hell broke loose beforehand. Rifts opened
Where
in
do
the
you think the demons
skies
came from?
and stuff.
Yes.
You guys were about
Garden.
to do. You guys were about to try to break it when all hell broke loose.
Scary didn't know that. So
Scary wasn't there.
Yeah. And
so
Jack
it's
was
very
like,
much-
that there were demons that attacked the city. He's like, yeah, where did you think the demons came from? It was portals.
Yeah, so I very much want to build these. And I do want a portal. So I can
Anywhere?
get a portal from the demon.
I think what happened before that was a coincidence. I don't think just attacking this crystal is going to necessarily make a portal. It might, but
Well, if there is one, could you get me up into it?
I suppose it'd be difficult.
I mean,
but
I've
something I
got
can
a
do.
rope. We could try and get the others into it as well. But yeah.
What do you want to go in
Most
for?
elaborate
If I'm coming in
rope.
too, then I want to know that.
I
Sure, do you want a portal to a specific place?
Come on, man,
Just
you're
to
seeing
any
my
random
wings here.
place?
We're in the middle of enemy territory.
Yes.
Just let us know.
yeah, I'm wanting to beat the demon plane. First off, kill some demons. That's probably the top priority. And secondly, I was trying to get there to Fey way, and I was told the only way to get there is through one of the portals.
You wanted
That
to get there.
actually-
What was the second reason?
No, that's not a reason. That's actually why why I would try that.
So you just want to fight demons, a regular paladin?
I'm not a paladin. Definitely not a paladin.
I mean, dude, earlier today you couldn't help but do arson, and now you're like, I'm gonna go into demon world to kill as many as I can before I die.
I more want to take out the head honcho, or at least get that information. Actually see that information.
As you
Okay, you
all
wanna sneak in.
continue to talk, you hear coming from the window a muffled siren going off. and you
I'll go
can
put
hear
his
an
back on.
amplified voice say, "Stay in your homes. Everyone vacate the streets. A criminal is afoot." And you just hear them repeating this as they're going down the streets and back alleys.
Sounds interesting.
Immediately want to decide. Yeah, I mean, ooh, what do they consider?
What do they do to criminals?
Let's go find out.
Nox would immediately
I
want
mean, we
to
were
how?
searching for.
try and find this criminal before they do.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
we're wanting to try and find what happens to the people that get taken. So, if
This
is
might require a
necessary-
stealth mission. And he gestures towards Skari in full body armor. We don't want to be caught in their stead.
You know what we need right now? I think we need a rogue. Ahem.
Sorry, but, yeah, just wanted to yell that out. Anyway,
Well, you guys agree, right? We want to be able to watch without getting caught ourselves.
Agreed.
Looking like people on the streets not gonna help, clearly. So we're just gonna
we
need
could
to.
just. Wait,
No.
we know what the guards look like, right?
Yes, they're all in uniform.
Fantastic. And we've seen what they look like. I've seen. So I'm just gonna do disguise self.
Ooh.
You look like a soldier.
Fantastic. Not a problem anymore.
I wouldn't say so. Do you want to
mean,
go on
you
your
guys
own, or
could
would you
just-
like some backup?
I mean, I could just say I'm escorting you guys back to your house, so we could go all
So
together.
you want us to stay back as people, and just the other option is for me and Nox to be clinging the walls behind you.
Oh, we could do both.
Stay out of sight.
You guys from above and the sides, and I'm on the streets and stuff. But what about Solvis?
Sylvis, you want to come? Be the one he's escorting?
Yeah,
As you all are about to leave, there is a knock at your door. And the barkeeper's voice comes from it and says, hey y'all, there are some soldiers here who wish to ask you all some questions. An eyewitness told them that you were at the church earlier, and there's been a robbery at the church. They want to ask you some questions.
I open the door as a guard.
And he goes,
We've already got it handled. Tell them that I'm already.
alrighty. And he goes down the stairs.
I'll go. Would I be able to like go out and like
No,
see,
no,
like, hey, it's all covered?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you can follow him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, they're
As
they're all
you
good.
follow
I'll,
him down the stairs, you see two soldiers in much heavier set armor than you seem to have. And they're both like, "What are you doing here?"
Okay,
All
first,
lower ranked soldiers were to scour the streets, not interrogate.
First, did anyone else go down with
witnesses.
him?
Oh, sorry,
I
I didn't
heard
know you
names
were with
down.
him. Are you in?
I don't-
Did you put your
I'm actually
necklace
not
back
sure.
on?
Like, it was back on for a little while. He's put it back on when the siren started.
Okay.
But are we, like, Scar, are we following behind you, or did you say wait, or did anyone insist on going?
I didn't say.
Is there a
wait
window?
for anyone. I just
There
went-
is a window in your room.
Nox would
Yeah.
check out the window to see if he could go out the window.
It is just a sheer drop.
That's
Down
not
below, you
I
can
mean,
see
that's not a problem for Nox.
you see soldiers kind of looking around with torchlight. They kind of look up and they're like, "Hey, you, stay in your room. Close the window."
Bloody hell.
We'll just give thumbs up and close the window. Like, let's play this out. We didn't actually steal anything.
So we are.
Now, shifting back to Skari, they're like, now, get on the street, start patrolling. We'll deal with the witnesses.
I already finished interrogating. If you gotta do that.
That's too bad. Go and do your job.
I had off the
They're calling you to go.
You all hear
Uh,
another
can I-
knock at the door, this time much heavier of a knock.
I'll open it.
We're here to ask you some questions. We understand
Of
that
course.
you were at the church earlier.
Briefly.
What about?
Looking around, we just arrived in town.
I see.
Surely it makes sense for the first place
It's
we go
the-
is the church.
It's the biggest, best place.
Whilst it is, it lands a bit suspicious with, after you all leaving, an artifact, a holy relic of the church, being discovered as stolen.
He'll just like look at the others. He's gonna be honestly confused of like, honestly, I didn't even notice anything.
Wait, didn't you guys
Like, I don't even know. I can't even imagine what it would be. We're not exactly from here.
Yes.
If you,
When was it taken?
just in background knowledge, what kind of stuff is in our luggage backpacks?
What is in your backpacks? That's a question for you. Did you pack clothing?
bring
Did you
any.
pack, like, more knives and swords and shit? Or, like, what'd you guys pack?
I don't like it from the top of my head. I don't think Keck has anything really that pins him to being anything more than a student at the university. It's pretty generic stuff. Maybe it'd be like, oh, like this axe was made in the Aarakocra land, but that's not incriminating. I don't think from what he knows of Nox, the worst thing he'd have is a staff.
Yep. Which
And
could effectively be a walking stick.
Solvis might have some religious materials for another religion.
Yeah. Solvis, do you have materials from other religions in your bags? Such as your
Just
own religion?
Yeah, I should have one amulet, which should be there, attached to my shield, concealed inside.
But in your bag. So I guess
No,
you might
in
not.
my bag. No, in my bag.
If
There's nothing.
Keck,
As
oh, it's actually in
they
your bag.
kind of look around and as they kind of survey the area, you
Keck will be
notice
proper, like you can look for it.
they
I
kind
don't know what it would be.
they kind of target certain people and then they go, all right, nothing suspicious here. We'll be keeping an eye on you, us and the town guards. As
If we see
they
anything suspicious, we'll let you know.
leave and close the door, and you hear a lock,
I wonder where Skari went.
and they leave. You can hear their footsteps leaving.
Can I do an investigation to try and find the dude?
Yeah, go ahead. Do some investigations outside by the church. Alright, you don't really discover anything.
I find a clue
You
I find a clue.
Nothing.
to something else.
You find dirt.
Ah, this dirt smells
Dirty.
dirty.
So Max, you want to head out the window? It's not like we look like anything what they're looking out for.
To be honest, if they've already let us off the hook, I don't think going out the window is going to exactly allay any further suspicious. We may as well take the front door.
As you try to open
We're
the
not supposed to
door,
leave,
it is
though.
locked.
Yeah, no, we're not supposed to leave. That's why I suggested window.
Yeah, but the second I opened the window, they spotted us.
I'll just look out again, see if they're still like a huge crowd, or like if they're still watching our window in particular.
You can see that there's a patrol going on. Going down the different alleyways. You can see into like your alley below you, and then like an alley like kind of adjacent. You can see they're going around, and they spot you immediately, and they go, "Hey, we told you to close your window."
It was close. He was literally looking out of it.
Oh, sorry.
He's just seeing like, oh, how hard would it be to sneak out without anyone seeing? But it sounds pretty difficult, so he'll be like, okay, fair point. I guess we'll just wait for Scar to get back then. Hopefully he can handle himself.
One thing's for sure, there are no stormtroopers.
I say we wait it out. Cafe's kind of just like stretches on the bed. I'm sure it'll blow over by morning. As he like lays down.
I'm curious what other troublemakers are in town because they could be rather useful to us.
You know, I had to stop Scar from attempting to burn down that church. I wonder how well this night's gonna go for him all on his own.
Not
Yeah.
to give you a very worried look.
I'm not so
Keck
sure.
just seems amused at the idea.
I do remember one thing though. There is a thieves guild that
But we don't have
operates
to roll.
within the Theocracy.
It must be a very lucrative one if the bars don't have alcohol.
That sounds like they would make rather good allies. They help us move around unnoticed.
We could look for them once.
The
once in a
problem
while.
is finding them. Usually it's just an errand boy and then the thief is off to the main base. I haven't been here for several years though. From the last time I noted and trying to eavesdrop on it, trying to join myself. There wasn't any way to follow them. They would kind of disappear into shadows.
One thing, well, we could always give them a face that's simultaneously threatening and clearly unaligned with the government. Maybe they would listen to us.
Maybe, but the problem would be finding someone.
Let's think on that.
Well, maybe if we find out what they stole and steal that from somewhere else, we'll get their attention.
Could be, but from what I remember, the nearest town is, well, the town of the Forgottens, or you got the town between the mountain pass.
Keck's also gonna bring up, we have no idea what they stole. So unless Skari comes back with that information, that'll be something to figure out all on its own. We know that it was an artifact. We don't even know how big. Did he actually look through our bags?
No. Your bags were kind of out though, so they were kind of like observing whether or not
So
they
it
had
must be
been
big
like
enough that it wasn't like... It must have not been like a tiny necklace or something. Otherwise that could have been easily hidden and they would have actually searched. So it must be at least somewhat sizable, yet still small enough that we could reasonably carry it into this room.
Mm-hmm.
We got a size range, and we know that it's an artifact, and that's about it. The crystal, I pictured it being huge. Was it that size?
It was huge. It took over the majority of the attic space.
Okay, cool. That's what I expected.
It would be 100% noticeable in the room. You would not be able to hide that.
They wouldn't think that we brought that back to our room with us. That's too big for them, and like, the fact that they thought we snuck out with it must mean that it's at least less than half the size of a person. There's no sneaking out with that.
That's true.
So it must be something between the size of like your hand and half the size of a person.
Sorry. Back to you. As you are going about, kind of just wandering around the city, you see a guard captain kind of go up to you and say, "Report, what have you found?" Skari, you're muted. Oh, there you go.
I found nothing to report.
Then keep searching. And he huffs
So
off.
Do we have a general area? Do we have a general area?
He scuffs off from you.
Okay, great. I'm going to wander to areas with less guards.
As you kind of wander more, you kind of head back towards the church. And as you get towards the church, you see a couple of clergy, and you can overhear them discussing, and they're talking about doing a memory probe.
I'll go talk to them and ask them what we saw, so we can get a better idea.
As you go up and ask them that, they're like, weren't you well informed? It was the most holy artifact that we use for all of our masses. Essentially, are any of you familiar with the Catholic Church at all? And their stuff?
Yeah.
Somewhat?
Okay, let me get an image, because I'm sure most people are, but let me just...
Is it like the orb that Elsa holds at the beginning of the movie?
No. If I can spell it right, nope, I totally did not spell it right. The right image. It's not that. No, where is it? Oh, it's more like this. There it is. Let me just copy the image. It's called a tabernacle. And it kind of looks like that for our players who are not familiar with it. For everyone else, I can't really. I'll show it in post. That's what I'll do. I'll show it in post. So at each of the tops of them would be candles that would be lit. It's kind of more similar towards what's it called again? The little Hanukkah thing that Jewish people light before Hanukkah. It's kind of more similar towards that, with sort of like a decorative base that depicts the actions of the saviors.
It's basically a fancy candelabra.
Basically. And as they tell you this, they're kind of like, just leave, go back, do whatever you need to do, you blubbering fool. We must do the memory wipe soon.
Do you have any clues as to, is there anything that we could have missed in our last investigation?
Are you asking me, or are you asking them?
I'm asking them.
They are ignoring you.
I'm gonna go find like a dark corner of the town.
As you go towards a dark corner of the town, you see another guard, and he goes, "All right, come on, continue with patrol," as he walks past you.
Wait, have you... Never mind. I'll keep walking around trying to find this dude.
How long does this
Can I
myself
do-
last?
An hour.
Oh.
I don't have a lot.
It is getting close to that hour. Like, very close to that hour.
Can I roll a luck check? Just to see if I end up bumping into this dude?
Sure, roll me a straight d20.
Probably get really high on the d20 to bump into him, and then roll one to see if you actually figure out who he is, and fail it.
Or fail this check right now. Nope, it doesn't happen.
I'm gonna try and find the little that I would be able to hide it?
At this point and time, you have 30 minutes left.
That's actually a long amount of time, actually. 30 minutes?
Yes.
Half the time.
That's half the time.
I thought it was long. I'm fucking up today. You have 10 minutes left. Sorry.
Is that enough time to get back to the...
It can be if you don't bump into any more high-ranking people.
Okay.
Can you not recast it?
It's once a day.
Oh.
As you head towards the tavern, you get in just as time as you close the door and your shape shifts back. And as your shape shifts back, the barkeep comes out from the back and goes, "What are you standing there for? Get up to your room.
I still need a drink.
We'll have some tea."
Alcohol.
There is no alcohol here. It is
Wine.
illegal. How dare you say that word within my establishment?
Go fuck yourself, you fucking food bitch.
Oh,
Seriously.
language. You must be the thief. Quick,
Nice
Guards!
for keeping a low profile there.
Yeah.
Guards!
Yeah, definitely. Do I really look like I could sneak around enough to steal something? You can hear me walking.
Does not matter. You are vile, which means you are an enemy of the church.
Do we hear anything going on?
Huh?
I'm not quiet, so would they hear anything from him?
They would hear everything going on downstairs.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna
I'm
downstairs if no one else does, but
I'm
yeah,
gonna tackle.
Kill it anyway.
I'm gonna straight
No,
up
wait,
tackle.
Jack walks in.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check. Come on. Ooh, you tackle him to the ground.
I'll just come in and say,
And I kind of like push my
Get
arm
off of
up
him.
against his like throat and be like, "All right, listen, just fucking say some shit again, I will snap your neck. All right? Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go. You're gonna get in bed
You cut out. Scary.
about me or any of my friends.
Scary, you
Got
cut
it?
out.
You're never gonna fucking speak a word about me or any of my friends. Got it?
He like shakes his head fearfully.
Shakes or nods?
Nods. Sorry, nods.
I didn't even have to do an intimidation check. I mean, fair enough.
Pretty intimidating already. You have him pinned to the ground.
Keko come over and still say, like, put the man down.
And if you don't listen, and if I hear anything, this bar is going to burn immediately. You got that?
Yes. Yes, I do. Just
Great.
leave me alone.
Great. Fantastic. I get off the dude, fucking kick him while he's down, and walk back to the
and like have him go up, and then once he's like out of sight.
I just go back up to the room.
Yeah. Keck will help the man back up and be like, "Sorry about him. He's very antagonistic, in need of saving."
I can see the church has no effect on him.
And he'll need to be here
You
longer
should
than
pray
one day.
that he does not be sent to that village.
I know, but if there's anywhere that can help him, it's here, right?
Oh
We'll give him a 10-day.
That village is going to be his only hope soon. If the guards catch him, they'll send him right there. but I won't say a thing. I must not have my shop burned down. It's my only source of income.
He couldn't do anything.
When I get up, I tell Nox, if anything happens to me, burn the bar down.
That's how he says hello.
It's just a
Knox, I got
precaution.
nothing of that.
It's just so this dude doesn't think I'm fucking around.
I said to him, "You really remind me of someone."
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just fucking shrug that off completely. Like, cool, great for you. Anyway.
Okay, and then once Tech's done playing good cop, he'll head back up too.
Okay, so you're all back in your rooms. You all go back to bed.
Yep.
Not.
I'm going to bed.
Yo,
You
do we
gonna
wanna
do
watch?
any probing tonight?
Yeah, but I think it's not going to be of anyone at the party.
Ooh. Who we gonna probe?
Go give the barkeep nightmares. Go give the barkeep
honest-
nightmares.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking.
Yes!
I'm gonna go for the barkeep.
Alright. So as the barkeep is a floor below you, it is pretty hard to it takes a longer amount of time for you to feel yourself out and venture into his mind. As you do so, you are bombarded with almost what looks like false memories. You see flashes of them holding up something in a church and it glowing upon all of them, and it's a sense of happiness and that like washes over you, and more just like that, more just favor towards the church. And as you reach his subconscious, he's kind of like, "Oh, why, hello. What are you doing here?" I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I am gonna insight the crap out of that.
Go ahead.
25.
Did it show up? Can roll 20?
Yep.
Oh, there it is. My roll 20 didn't update yet. He is delightfully surprised.
And he is well aware that I'm there. And not in, like... Does he think this is a dream or what?
He does not know what this is. Remember, you're talking to his subconscious. So his subconscious is, like, comfortable being in this space because it's within his own mind.
Does Nox look like Nox, or does Nox look like illusion Nox?
I was gonna say, Nox's body is disguised. I wouldn't imagine his spirit presence is.
Oh, no. Nox looks like his hooded self. Let me tell you on a DM level. As a DM level, whenever you go into somebody's mind, I picture that you always have your hood on and you're always like disguised as just a hooded figure.
Okay. So, as he greets me, I would literally say, "What was all that?" Like, referring to everything that flashed up.
Do not know what you mean.
And Nox would reach in and pull those images back. And, like, back to the forefront.
And he goes, "Oh, what is the church delightful? The holy light will cleanse us all."
Okay, Nox wants to try scouring that away.
You want to try to destroy the memory?
And the influence it has.
Unfortunately, you do not have that ability.
So I can't eat it.
You can eat it, but it won't do anything. He will look shocked and horrified that you are eating memories, but it doesn't actually do. It doesn't actually destroy the memory.
Alright, fair enough. If it wouldn't have any effect like that, he wouldn't bother with it. I suppose you would just start flicking through other memories, trying to find information.
As you flick through, you just see normal everyday life. He was born in the Theocracy, and he's lived within this small town his whole life. You see memories of happy memories. You can see the strict teachings of the church to always behave, never be vulgar, be kind and polite. Anyone who is not of this shall be sent to the town of forgetting and will be and the word they use is re-educated to be as such. And if they so far are re-educated, they will be brought back into society. But they put a big asterisk on that with, well, no one's ever come back from re-education.
So do I sense that there are memories that are suppressed
No.
by... So he's just grown up like this?
Mm-hmm. He's grown up.
This wasn't helpful. I suppose you would just say, is anything important happening soon?
Why, there's going to be mass tomorrow.
Is that every week?
Why, of course. And everyone must be there. The whole town shows up.
Even guests?
Of course.
And if they don't?
Why, the town guard would arrest them on the spot. They are the only ones who are allowed to not go to church on days of preaching. For they must watch our town in the event that someone comes to try to destroy it, or if monsters come and attack.
Does this town often get attacked?
No, not often. It happens every now and again by some wolves. Get too close to the village. We don't actually have walls surrounding our quite little village of ours.
And what of this relic that got stolen?
Why, it's the sacred object of our... And he kind of blanks out for a moment. It's the sacred object of our church.
Can you hold mass without it?
Of course, but it won't be the same. Our sacred relic protects us.
From what?
Why, from evil.
Dox would roll his eyes. What do you know of the Thieves Guild?
They are vile. They are demonous. They must be brought to justice.
And if I were to seek to bring them to justice?
Why, that would be
Where would I
fantastic.
start?
I'm not sure. They seem to disappear after every attack, every thief action.
Well, they wouldn't be much of a thief if they stuck around.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Very well. He would just sort of like wave his hand and he'd probably go to step out of his mind and just snatch a couple of memories on the way out. Namely, the memories of him being there.
You kind of pull those memories out as you leave, and you are in your room. And Catface is kind of just looking up at you and goes, "So, what'd you learn?"
very little. This town are as stupid as they are brainwashed.
It is the Theocracy.
I don't know why I expected anything.
Most people were born in this mess, so indoctrination is second nature.
Yes, there's a mass tomorrow though, so I'm a little worried about that.
We should probably try to avoid it.
Yeah, I think we should skip town before that, and maybe come back after if need be.
I don't know if that would be necessary. We should try to head towards the ruins, though.
Ruins?
The dwarven ruins.
Sounds like a good hiding place for a guild.
Well, I've heard I may know something.
Go on.
It's where I escaped from.
Nox's eyes would light up and he would sit forward. You
I-
remember that?
I remember escaping from there. I was in some kind of cage, but there was no bottom, so I was able to dig out with time. Sorry. I was able to dig out with time, but it took several days. I don't know if they picked up shop or not and left, but when I escaped, there were a lot of yelling and shouting, and a lot of things were happening, explosions, and it was a lot. I just ran and ran and ran.
Nox would scratch him on the head and say,
He like
Well,
purrs
that's
a bit.
"That's certainly useful information. I think that's a fine place to check out if, of course, you don't mind going back there. It's highly unlikely they're still there.
As long as you're there, I don't mind.
It sounds like it would have been a suitable place for a thieves' guild to set up if it was abandoned.
Yes, but who knows?
Well, it beats being brainwashed at mass.
When I was listening, the Thieves Guild was mentioned several times. They thought that the Thieves Guild could have been an outside force, outside of the country.
They'd still have to have strongholds within this place. Plus, they would never admit that their own people would work against them, surely.
True.
Definitely worth investigating, inside and when we leave this place. But now, though, best get some rest. Nox would sort of sit back and momentarily grin as he looks at his feet and wiggles his toes, because he doesn't usually have toes. And then he'd settle down.
A thought, possibly when told things in the morning or whenever it's convenient. Has the Thieves Guild ever stolen anything petty? Or is it always big ticket items, big prices?
Who are you asking?
The group, possibly if you had some way to figure that out.
Catface might know if he heard rumors, I suppose.
If they only steal,
I don't really know. They never really discussed what was stolen.
if
Did it
they
cause a big
only ever
thrusting
steal
of time?
big items, then that might justify long-range teleportation.
That's true. The resources would be worth it for that. And would explain their vanishing.
I'm not too sure. No one really said anything much. All I heard was whispers. And most of them I only got half conversations of whilst they were passing by.
Still, it's an organization we didn't know of before. Something to
They
keep an
have
eye on.
a adventure guild in this town.
No, there is not.
Okay. I suppose if we wanted to get permission to look for them, we would have to ask the guards, and be certain that they would do that.
As you all are getting ready to get up, and as you're getting ready for the day, you start to hear church bells. Ding dong.
Nox would look to the others and say, "We need to get out of this town, quickly and quietly.
You think it's not worthwhile to check out?
It's mass, they'll brainwash everyone in the building. We saw what it did last time we were in a place like this. It's the weekly brainwashing.
You don't think the rings will be enough?
Everyone has to attend. And it still affected Solvus, didn't it? The rings don't seem to have a great deal of effect.
What was that last one?
The rings don't seem to have a great deal of effect.
Okay. And you wanted to go see the mines anyways.
Yeah, I think we should skip town, avoid the mass. And it's a once a week thing, so if we do come back to town, we would have a few days before we have to dodge it again.
Okay. I still think there might be some things to learn at it, but perhaps not right this moment. I will say, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
If Tech woke early enough to work out like he usually is, he's gonna be disappointed and or flustered. He can't do his normal stuff. Like normally he includes his wings in his workouts and flying things in his workouts, and he can't do that right now, and he is sad.
Sad bird. Sad birdie. Anyways, as you all hastily get ready to pack, you can see the barkeep go, "Oh, hello, are you coming to church with us?"
We'll be there in time.
I just look at him.
He is not looking at you.
I just am staring.
He is not looking at you.
I'm just taking a step.
And he goes, I will see you there then. And he turns and leaves.
Is there anyone left in this park?
I'm sorry.
Is there anything left? Is there anyone left in here? In the building?
There are a few stragglers.
Cool. I'm gonna wait for them to leave, and then I'm gonna go look for a basement.
As the rest of them leave, you do find a basement.
Mm-hmm.
In the basement are a couple of kegs with some taps on them.
It's just regular, like, bar basement thing, not like...
But that's strange, since he said he didn't have alcohol.
And it's forbidden here.
Oh. I'll open one of the kegs.
Well, they have taps. So as you open the tap and you pour it out, it's just clear liquid.
I smell it.
So it's either water or
It
Everclear.
smells like nothing.
I take a sip.
It is water.
Of course it is.
Okay, so Nox, now they're expecting us. It would be slightly suspicious to not show up at all.
By the time they realize we're not here, we would be long gone.
Yeah, if we
Okay.
plan to never come back.
Nox would narrow his eyes. Why do you want to go to this mass so much?
I'm curious.
You saw what it did to Solvus, and you saw what happened to the others with the crystal pendant in the last town. And you really want to play with that?
Okay, I have an idea. So it's everyone but the guards, right?
Yeah?
Great. Don't go into mass.
I mean, we might as well, if we're not going to go to Mass, we might as well go check out the caves. I want to see those too.
Alright,
just wanna
listen,
check.
Just give me a second, I'll catch up with you guys, alright? I'll meet you guys close to the caves.
Yeah, no, 'cause I'm not about to go there by myself, so let's head off to the caves then.
No, you three get out to the caves, I just want to do something really quick before I...
Don't burn anything to the ground.
No promises.
Or just don't lead them back to us.
What?
Fantastic.
Question. What caves are you talking about? Are you talking about the
Ruins.
The ruins? The ruins. Okay.
Yes.
So let's direct our attention to the map really quickly. And let me tell you how far the ruins are from you. The ruins, if you go down the road, are all the way over here.
And like
I mean,
the
I-
The
mines
map
you're
that
talking
doesn't
about?
seem that far.
I am pulsing. That's about
I
a
know.
couple weeks travel.
Okay, compared to the couple of days it took to go 5 times that distance in the Kingdom of Wolf.
Well, the Kingdom of Wolf is blown up a little bigger, so the map doesn't line up correctly.
Also, we had
Okay,
special fast travel.
That too.
Yeah, but that just took like 2 days instead of like 5 or 6.
Yeah, the Kingdom of Wolf is not mapped out correctly, and every time I try to map it out correctly, the map glitches out. So, kind of just leaving it be.
Okay, so the hexes aren't the same on each location.
Well, no, everywhere else it is, just not the Kingdom of Wolf. The Kingdom of Wolf glitches out for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to delete it and redo it, but I haven't had time to do that yet.
Oh, okay.
So every hex is 1 day.
Okay, a minute ago you said a couple of weeks travel.
Wait.
Now you're saying a hex is a day. I'm so confused.
A couple weeks travel. Let me clarify. A couple weeks travel by horse, by carriage.
But that makes less sense.
Yeah, so yeah, that makes even less sense.
How does that make less sense?
It
Well,
takes
it's
longer by horse and carriage than
You
it does
said
by
that
foot.
walking was 1 day per hex, but
Horse is
a
multiple.
carriage, because horses are slower than walking.
That doesn't make sense.
Horses are faster.
So you would take less time.
It would take
more
less.
time.
Let me scratch that. Wait, 1 second.
Start again. So how long would it take?
Wait 1 second. I gotta do some math. Let me get a calculator out really quickly. It would take 2 weeks by carriage if you were taking the main road.
But if we're walking,
If you're walking, it would take 4 weeks. So it'd take an entire month if you walked there.
so it would take a month of walking to get from class to class and get you to the towns.
There are no trains in this place.
Yeah, I'm thing regular at the university.
Unless I did that wrong. Wait 1 second. Unless I just counted wrong in my head for the walking. Nope, that would take 4 weeks. I did that right. So, okay, so maybe this is why you're not getting it. By walking, one of the things is a day. By carriage, 2 of the hexes are a day.
So it would have taken us over a week just to get to where we are now.
Maybe it did.
No, it'd take you a couple days. It would take you 1, 2, 3, 3.5 days.
From crossing the border,
Yeah,
not including getting to the border.
we'll get into the border. Remember that map's glitched out.
And that's got trains.
It'd take you another like 2 days. So it'd take you about 5 days to get to the city.
And that's the capital in the middle, right?
Yes. Let me move.
Would we want to avoid the capital?
That is your question to answer. Do you want to avoid the capital? I mean, you don't have to enter. It rests next to two main roads. It's not on top of the main road.
Yeah, but those roads are likely to be patrolled, and given how impossible it is to bypass the guards in a little town, I'd be very worried about going anywhere near the city. I wonder how viable it is to travel via the river.
So, you would technically, by river, because of how the river is laid, you would technically be going against the grain.
Wait, rivers don't flow in from the sea, they flow to the sea.
Oh. I don't understand how rivers work. Never mind. Yeah, you'd be fine. just
like,
a brain fart for a
knows
moment there.
where-
Absolute brain fart. Don't worry about me
This is
just
actually where the sea
losing my
came
mind.
into a-
You could
One
go
of the
by
many
river.
Intricacies of Nari.
By boat,
Okay.
it would be
So
the
you wanna bail
same.
now?
By boat, it would be the same amount of time. The 2 squares, or 2 hexes, for 1 day.
But we predominantly avoid civilization, and we don't have to worry quite so much about hiding ourselves.
Yes, but you would have to worry about monsters and other things. Although, to be
That sounds
fair,
fun.
remember what I told you from last time. The small villages are not on the main map here. These maps were made by cartographers that only focused on main cities and marking them out so that you have relative direction of knowing where you are. They did not map out small pop-up towns.
Well,
So you could run into civilization.
I would suggest to the others that we focus on getting out of town first, and then plan what we do.
Okay.
Because we can't really sit and make a long plan while they're waiting for us to turn up to church.
If we wait until everyone's leaving, there's confusion anyways. Honestly, leaving right now is probably the most dangerous.
If we did
It's not
go
like
to
they're
the
gonna come
church,
search for us because we're not at church when we're just got to town.
the day immediately after a major robbery, I think that'd give us more attention than you think.
Maybe.
Well, you wanted to check it out, right?
I was curious. It's also where everyone's gonna be, so if we want to ask anyone questions.
I'm
I'll be
not
there.
gonna lie, I was gonna burn it down, so I was gonna say no to that.
Nox just would not. Having seen everything that happened the previous time, and having heard what happened to Solvus, yesterday, he really wouldn't want to go anywhere near it.
I was planning on blocking off the doors from the outside and then burning it down.
You know what? Nox might even help with that.
Nox, I would have you remember that there are people who grew up in this that you have learned in your memory and do not know any way of life other than the church. Morals are a
This is a
thing.
very unnecessarily evil.
Let's just get out of here. For one, if we cause a scene here, the entire country will be looking for us.
Yeah, but
We
how
need
would
to
they
get
know
in
who
and
to look
out.
for? If we're just,
There aren't that
as
many
long as we're not
suspects.
there's not any suspects. It's just
Spot the outsiders.
arson.
Anyone who goes into a town that has just arrived is going to be under severe suspicion, which they are anyway. But we would be under even more suspicion if events like that started
Aren't
following
very
us.
many outsiders here. There might be a dozen total.
We would
That's why
stand
we
out.
got in trouble when anyone did anything.
They came
Alright.
straight to us.
So you guys have to decide before guards people start looking for you, now.
I'm going to head north along the river out of town.
Okay. Everyone
Are you
else
gonna
follow?
go ask, yeah.
I want to see if there's a lot of guards around the church. If not, then I'll burn it down. If
There
is,
are a shit ton of guards around the church.
Cool. I'm gonna
I'm gonna need you to roll stealth for me now. Scary. Scary. Oh. Good thing.
Wait,
You got
have
away.
disadvantage?
Yes.
Tech will ask Nox if there are any guards around. At the moment, he thinks that there aren't any.
There are guards everywhere. They're the only people.
Oh, but like the
who don't
moment
need
we're
to-
out of sight, if like we're running the opposite direction, guards would stop us anyways. Tech wants to take his illusion off. Make the bad face have bad rep, right?
We would want to protect our aliases.
Yeah. So the moment, if we're far enough that like, hey, why are you leaving town? It's church time. Change looks again, become normal selves. So that way, those take any bad rep we get. But like, oh no, we ran into a dozen guards. Let's take them all down.
I get
They're
the
gonna be
feeling
looking for a
that
bird, and
Technically,
I would-
be able to pick the faces.
if Nox would put his hand up to Keck and say, keep your disguise. I'm pretty sure if I break my disguise, it will have a far greater impact on them. It would probably be far too shocked to even react.
I'm a much better fighter without my disguise.
I honestly think that if I took mine off, they would run screaming.
Or run at you.
Wait, you guys be able to switch your disguise? Do you
I
guys
still don't think this hurts my idea at all. Like, if we're gonna be stopped anyways, might as well be stopped as someone who won't care
So,
later.
you all
Wait,
go
do
north.
they pick what they look like every time they put on?
I'm sorry,
Or is
you're
it
gonna have to
one
repeat
set?
yourself.
Do they pick what they look like every time they put it on, or is it one set?
No, it's the same every time.
Okay.
You guys cross over a little bridge over another river, exiting town north, and you head up north into the wilderness.
Heck will definitely take his thing off once we're in the wilderness and stretch his wings. He seems to not like not having wings.
It's very
yeah.
much more of a riverbank as you head north, and it's more grassland in between two like mountains. To the left of you on the opposite side of the river is just like the river pretty much just goes right along the start of these huge mountains that are to the left, and that go pretty far along, several days at least, from what you can see.
Do you want to ride down this way? Find these caves that you were looking for?
I think we should head down the river and avoid the main roads.
Place Cat Face is from, right?
I'm not
Well.
from here.
You were there.
I was going to say, would
Yes.
everyone else know that, or would Catface have
I
just
assume you
that to
told
Nox?
people. If you're trying to convince us to go a direction, you could.
Is the
Yeah,
only
but-
person who would know the details, like the deep details.
I would
So what
have...
did you tell us to
Scary
convince us
would
to wanna go
know. Scary would know additionally that he was mutilated by the church and made this way as a cat because you told him so. But he would know nothing else.
Yeah.
I would have relayed
Yeah, I just
that.
assumed you caught us up, and that's why we were all like, "Oh yeah, then let's go there." So what
Nox
did you tell
won't-
us?
Nox won't ever relay anything that is personal to Catface. So,
Okay, then why should we go to this place?
I'm trying. Basically, he would have relayed that it is the primary to his knowledge, the primary place where they do their experiments and mutilations, and is likely the seat of their true power in the region. If it is still active, and if it is not, it would be a great place to search for abandoned information.
It's across
Yeah,
the
that's-
river, right?
Tech's happy to go then.
It's all the way down the river on the opposite side of the country near the coast.
So, we don't have a boat.
Probably build a
We're just
raft.
gonna
It only needs to be stable enough to drift downriver at the speed of the river flow.
Yeah.
And then we can use shape water and stuff to steer it. But heck, if
Let's
Keck wanted to
build
work
a
out, he
raft
could tow us.
So let's build a raft.
Yeah, once we're a good safe distance away from town and we find somewhere, I reckon we could do that.
Great. So we'll start walking along the river.
Alrighty. I'm gonna skip ahead a night as nothing eventful happens. As you go a further day up towards up along the river, closer to the mountainside, there are some small trees that prop up every now and again, kind of sparsely along the riverbank. It's not like forest level like trees, but there's some trees every now and again going along this riverbank. You can find enough supplies to build a raft if you were to do so.
Sure.
Okay.
So,
So
what kind of checks would we need to survival?
exactly, this is the thing that I'm going to just go into Nox's character sheet, for example. Just to grab
Nox
the
would
skill
also
tracks.
utilize the entangle spell to try and cause vines and that to grow out of any wood to bind them together.
Okay. It will be a survival check. Yes. I will need a survival check from each of you.
And do I gain anything from using the spells?
Yes, you are able to. So, with the what spell did you use again? I'm sorry.
Entangle.
With the entangle spell, you are able to, with like chopped logs and stuff, you are able to kind of weave and wind them together into like a tight structure.
Oh, really?
So do we do this with advantage or no?
It's a team
No,
effort,
it's just
we're
a
technically-
it's just a normal survival check for all of you.
Cool. I got a 5.
I got a 5 as well, but thankfully I have a +6, but that's still only an 11. Out of a potential 26.
I've got a 2 plus 3. So, and I sometimes have advantage in survival. Just for tracking, but still.
So yes, you guys are able to gain a nice, decent-sized raft.
Nox would say to Keck, if ever you fancy a workout and speeding us along at the same time, you could always tow the raft for a while.
I could use a chance to stretch my wings.
Just keep an eye out while you're up there in case we come across any settlement.
You know that's not my strong suit, but I'll try.
As you go along the river, you don't really encounter much as this second day of traveling comes. With this now raft, you now move a bit further along, and you can see that the mountain to your left kind of veers over and opens up into more of like a grassland area.
This place will make good camping. Potentially good hunting.
And as you travel up and up, it begins to fall more towards nighttime as the day comes to a close.
Everyone have rations?
I feed off you guys, it's fine. Scary has a bag of rabbits.
I do have a bag of rabbits, that's correct. Woo woo.
All right. Let me just roll. Alright, are you guys going to kind of stop off and camp out, or are you gonna stay on the boat the entire night?
I don't think I just want to drift while people are sleeping.
But we could have one person away at a time, but it might be some rough nights.
Depends who has dark vision.
Tech can see. Tech has dark vision.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone here has dark vision.
I think we all have darkness.
You all have
Oh,
dark
nice,
vision
okay.
now. Nice. Alright, so who's gonna do watch?
First, are we doing watch, or are we trying to have one person awake at a time, continuing to drift down on the boat?
Yeah, I reckon we'll continue drifting then with one person keeping an eye out.
So that means all of us are gonna take watch one at a time.
Alright. I'm gonna need each of you to roll me a perception check really quickly.
Oh, for the love! What's with the fives?
Alright. As you all do it kind of closer towards midnight. Let's say let us say that Scary was on watch. You start to hear the howl of wolves, and you can see along the riverbanks a couple of dire wolves kind of stalking the side of the river.
I would like to howl back.
They howl again.
Can I do animal handling with this?
Sure.
Howling? Cool.
They just
It's a 3.
howl and they kind of lick their lips.
Mm.
If you're howling, it would surely wake people up.
I mean, they're howling.
Can you howl back?
Yes.
Yeah, but they.
The temptation to go kick him off the side of the raft.
You can do so. After all, it is your own actions.
No, it's
I kind of want to fight the
I just
wolf.
imagine like sleeping and someone making noise and him just instinctively just like kicking in his sleep.
That would be really funny.
Hold
Our
on.
attention, and not some birds or.
Is the raft drifting really fast or what?
No, it's drifting at a nominal pace. Still faster than walking, but it's drifting at.
So side. Okay.
Look at Starry
Yeah.
and kind of just to the wolves. I assume he's awake by now. We'll just be like. So, another wrestle? Wink. Just gesturing towards the wolves.
It's been a while since.
How many are there?
There are 3 of them.
How many wolves? There's 3. We're going.
Come on, I'll carry
Pull
it.
over. Hey, Ken,
Solvis,
could
you coming?
Yep. I think
Yeah.
that would make good companion for Bonzo. So we should really try to tame them.
Doc, do you want to stay on the boat and just do things from here, or do you want to come?
I guess we're all awake. Nox would stay on the raft for the moment because he can do range stuff, and he would alternate between doing something and using shape water to keep the raft stationary for the time being.
How far are we from the edge of the water?
Okay. So, as it so happens, bada bing bada boom, you 3 are up front, and the wolves are there.
Initiative.
Flavor-wise, they each grabbed Kek's arm and he barely, jumped with some strong flaps to get them there.
Alrighty. I'm
It was difficult.
gonna need everyone to roll me some checks. Or some initiative.
Can you aggressive for fighting with us? Okay.
Keck's got a 6. Knox on a boat. I saw that. I saw that. It's not on stream, but I saw it. Let me move it over so that it's more on stream. There we go. Knox on a boat. Solus, did you roll initiative? You got a 9. Scary, did you roll initiative? Oh, we got 13.
Yeah, I got a 13.
Alright. Jesus. Direwolf starts first. As you all venture towards it, goes towards you, Keck, and begins to bite you. Or tries to bite you. I'm guessing that does not.
Remember that I can't see it today.
Huh? Yeah. It rolled an 8.
That misses.
Alrighty. It is the next one's turn. And it is going to go and try to bite Scary.
That's a nat 1.
Jeez, these wolves are really bad.
They work better if they have pack tactics. At the end of that one's turn, Tech's going to go ahead and use an ability
Go ahead.
with his reaction. Sorry, I need to pull it up.
What are you writing?
I'm using the stone room. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Boom. It got a 7.
Okay, it fails, so the creature is charmed by me for 1 minute. While charmed this way, the creature has a speed of 0 and is incapacitated, so it can't take actions or reactions.
Alrighty.
The creature repeats the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on its success.
Did anyone get a look at the boat again?
Yeah. I don't know what you tried to spell out there, though.
That wasn't me.
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Nox, or whoever tried to spell it out. It's USS something.
Yen Sidric? It says Yen Sidric. It says USS
Well,
Yen
it tried to say Ian Secretary.
Anyway, it's Nox's turn.
Yep, so targeting Wolfie.
Mm-hmm.
Eeny, miny, mo.
Which one? Top, bottom, middle.
Middle.
Alrighty.
Guiding bolt.
Okay.
20 to hit. 32.
That hits.
14. No, I rolled twice.
Oof. Take a nice chunk. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Scary, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to activate my Crimson Right. Right
Okay.
of the Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's night,
Sure.
No, it's radiant.
I know, I was making a joke.
Oh, yes, indeed. So I take a d6. I take 6 damage.
Jeez.
And my sword begins to glow. That's my action. And with my action, I with my action, I'm going to, because this doesn't cost an action, do a blood curse,
Okay.
which is blood curse up to Mark.
Mm-hmm. Is this 2 actions you're doing right now? Or how many actions do you have?
No, there's bonus action, and then activating a blood curse. Activating blood curse does not take an action.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. It seemed like a lot of actions there for a moment.
I'm just double checking. 1 second.
Yeah, because I'm
Oh
not...
no, the blood curse thing is a bonus action.
Yeah.
So
you can't do 2 bonus
I'm-
actions.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do my bonus action to glowy sword, woofy, radiant light sword, and then I'm going to smack it with my sword. The one that tried to attack me.
Okay.
Which one is that?
That would be the bottom one.
Okay. Cool. 21.
21 hits. So do I
so that
add
is
4 to the 12?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's 12 slashing and 4 radiant.
Okay, just making sure. Solvis, your turn.
Any on the first one.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I'll do animal handling on the wolf, which is on the top.
Okay. Go ahead. You
Man, this is like.
do not succeed.
I will stop. I will stop trying today.
Trying to make friends with a wolf that just wants dinner. Is there anything else you want to do?
Let me see. No, but
Alrighty. Keck, it's your turn.
Are there any uninjured ones that are not incapacitated?
Yes.
He will target. He's gonna go ahead and suddenly beef up Dragon Ball Z style with Giant Smite, being technically large size now, and he's gonna go up and grapple that one.
Alrighty.
That's right.
Let me just make a strength save for that one. That's a
An
natural 20.
athletics roll. Athletics roll.
Athletics is strength.
Yeah. It's just they might have proficiency in one and not the other.
It's a direwolf block. There is no proficiency in...
That's
No, they
that's
have
a dirty.
proficiency in survival. Hopefully.
They have stealth and perception. Those are the only 2.
Yeah.
What is your
30.
strength roll? You got a 30. You definitely get it.
That's a nat one.
To the audience, Keck cannot put it on to here because he's on vacation. So, the rat bastard's on vacation, and I will be verifying his rolls because he's doing it through D&D Beyond.
I'll go ahead and action search.
Go ahead.
And do an unarmed strike against the same wolf that he's grappling.
Okay.
22.
That hits.
I also need to add an extra d6 to that, but I'll roll that right now.
Okay. That's
So
8 plus 3, that's what? 11 damage?
11.
Alrighty.
And then Tech's gonna fly the wolf up 25 feet.
Okay.
And that will be Tech's turn.
Alright, it is the middle direwolf's turn. And it is going to attack Scary. And it is going to try to bite you. Does a 14 hit?
Nope.
Alright. That's its turn, and we go all the way back to the first direwolf, who is in Kek's arms right now, and it's going to go ahead and try to bite you up in the air. Does a 17 hit?
Yep.
Take 12
Wait,
points of damage.
It's grappled. Doesn't it have disadvantage?
Oh, yes, that is true. Sorry. Let me reroll that. That
does not
is
do that,
still a
even though it
17.
Also, grapple doesn't give disadvantage.
Okay,
I don't
well,
know
I
what you
rolled
expect
just in
grappling
case.
to do.
It's still a 17. It did better the next time. And let me just read this one more time. Okay, you're not a creature, so you're good. So you take 12 piercing damage.
Sorry, did you roll for?
Yes, it was in roll 20. It's 12 piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah, I already took that.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Now it's the next direwolf's turn, who is on the ground and currently incapacitated, so he can't do anything. Nox, your turn.
Check again at the end of its turn.
Oh, what does it do on his end of his turn? Sorry.
Wisdom save.
Repeat that one more time.
A wisdom save.
Oh, okay. It got a 6.
Okay, so it still fails.
Nox's turn.
We are. How close are the wolves to each other?
They're sort of close to each other. They're not like super duper close to each other, but they're a good, I'd say like 10 feet apart, except for the one that's grappled by Kek that's up in the air. They are all part of the same group.
Yeah.
I did
Given
not
it's
put the
nighttime,
marker on them, but yes.
and it seems fitting, Nox is going to cast Moonbeam.
Ooh. Very fitting.
Which I will
Who's it
link.
gonna hit? Or
Well,
is it an AoE?
it's an AoE. It's only a 5 foot radius, so it's 10 foot across, but it's 40 feet high.
Oh, so that's gonna possibly hit Kek.
He'll get over it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for it.
Okay, so
He doesn't roll for it. They take damage at the start of their turn.
I don't remember how Moonbeam works. There's too many spells.
it says
It's a thing now.
so yeah, it's when the creature enters the spell's area for the first time, which would technically happen when it's cast, or starts its turn there. So I think it literally can happen when I cast it and then at the beginning of each of their turns.
I'm pretty certain it specifically doesn't happen when it's casted. They didn't enter. They were in it.
I post the spell into Roll20 chat.
I thought I did.
No, it did not.
I can't even see the Roll20 chat. Hang on.
You might have to switch over to the tab for it to completely go over. Sometimes that happens. I have to switch back and forth between tabs.
Now my Roll20 tab Not roll 20. Right. Yeah. See, if I hit cast, all it does is roll the dice. It doesn't link it.
We don't even have that. Oh, there it goes. Let me see spells. You did Moonbeam?
Yep.
Moonbeam.
It won't link the spell across for some reason.
Oh, you have to click on it, and then in a small box it says Display in VTT. And that's how it does it. It's weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They've changed it.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not when it... Yeah, it's not when it is cast.
It's when it first enters the
So
light,
on its
and
turn, it'll take the damage.
First enter typically means, like, if they actually use movement to go into it.
Oh, no, wait. I misread it because I thought it said when they first enter it or on their turn. It's when it first enters on their turn. Sorry. Yeah, so basically on each of their turns they'll take damage.
Yeah, on each of their turn, it'll take damage. Because of how the combat system's set up, so... Yeah. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Scary. Your turn.
So I completely forgot that I have 2 attacks.
Oh,
Last
fun.
time. Yeah,
Well,
it's fine.
from now on.
I'll just do them. I'll just do them from now. On the same wolf that I hit before, I'm going to do Hex. And then
Are you using the spell or the ability?
Which wolf was that again? Is that the middle, center, or
the bottom one.
the bottom one?
the bottom
You're doing the hex. Okay. So I want to be able to put on a visual marker for the hex.
I'm gonna do 2 attacks.
Okay, give me 1 second. Alright, so you may hear my AC going on. It's getting really hot in here.
So I'm assuming I missed both attacks.
You did miss both.
Yeah.
But you did hex the one.
Ignore the damage thing. I just hit the button to say I cast it, so I used the charge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solvis's turn.
Is the black wolf still unhurt?
It's still with Kak.
Okay. If I do animal handling, then will it be with advantage or?
I heard it, and it's 25 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, you flew up. Okay. And the middle wolf, is it it's still on the ground, and how much damage it has taken? Do I know, like, if it's half or more than half or less?
They look okay. They're damaged, but they're not like bloody.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did 14 damage to it.
Okay.
If I hit with both attacks on my next turn, this one that I'm hitting is gonna die.
You're talking about the bottom one.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one I'm attack.
Okay.
So one of
Okay.
So leave that one be. That one I'll take care of it.
Yep. No, well, I'm still because these are still animals. I'm still interested in seeing if I should do animal handling and try to calm someone down and see if we can get one. Like, I mean, I'm not too certain if I'm going to succeed, but I'll try to do animal handling on the middle one. Again.
You want a pet, don't you?
Yes.
It still fails.
Awesome. That's it for my turn.
Okay, Keck. Keck, you're muted. Mm-hmm.
So are you talking to me?
Yes,
go on.
it's your turn.
Okay. Keck, at the beginning of his turn, is going to take damage from the spell, of course. It's a
You've got to
con
roll
save.
Yeah, it's a con save, so you should be alright.
Wait a minute.
There we go, got one. I got a 12.
Oh, that's a fail.
Wait, but he's not a creature, though.
I am a creature.
Oh, yes, you are.
Living thing for creature.
Okay.
Okay. So how much
So
damage do I take?
it is 2d12. I'll just
No,
put
three.
it through. Oh,
3d10.
I thought it was only 2d10.
I cast it at 3rd level.
Oh.
So how much was
It was 16.
it? Okay.
Oh no, wait, that was GM's roll. Where's mine?
That was my roll, yeah. It's still
Yeah,
loading.
just go up.
24.
Twice. No, it's 20. The
Oh,
first
20.
one. For some reason, with the Beyond 20 add-on, it always rolls twice.
Well, it rolls the
At the
critical
beginning?
damage
Of my turn,
for some reason.
the wolf takes a d4 of damage because I am grappling him.
Okay. I'll roll that d4.
I mean, I can roll it. It's just gonna only be on
That takes 2
roll
damage.
20. Okay.
Alright, so now your action.
Then, the Keck's going to fly up another 25 feet, so now he's out of the beam.
It's
He's then
40
going
high,
to
not 30.
50.
Oh, you're at 50. Sorry, I can't do
I'm
math.
at 50.
I can't do math. I'm sorry.
Okay. He'll then punch the direwolf.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
Then he'll let go. And the wolf is going to enter the moonbeam and take 50 foot worth of fall damage.
Alright, so can you roll the moonbeam damage again?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to roll fall damage, or did you want to do that?
I got it. I just gotta figure out what
Oh.
dice roll it actually
It's a d6
is.
for every 10 foot, so it should be 5d6.
5d6.
Non-magical plus.
Yeah. 5d6. That is 15 damage. This wolf is now bloodied as it limps back up and veers its teeth ready to fight. You have angered it. Now it is time for Wolf.
Wait. Wouldn't it fall on the other wolf?
Yeah,
wouldn't the other wolves also take damage and it's incapacitated? So
If he would, they would probably split the damage, not both take it. But I don't think it's worth worrying about. He also took the moonbeam damage, right, for re-entering it.
Or
Cool.
did I do the
And then he'll
moonbeam
take
damage?
it
I did not do the moonbeam damage. It is
I was
still
surprised
bloody.
Okay.
Still
and then at the
alive.
beginning of his turn, it'll take more moonbeam damage.
Yeah, Keko in this turn there.
Can you roll another
Actually, wait, no.
moonbeam
Keko used his
damage?
bonus action to use the frost room because there's no reason not to. And then end the turn.
Okay. So that's a 13 for that one. Alright. That direwolf is bloodied by the moonbeam. And it is going to try to bite, it's going to try and bite Solvis this time. Does a 17 hit?
It does.
6 damage.
So this is just like sobbing as this wolf bites him.
Can you roll me Moonbeam again?
Again.
Yeah, because it's now a different wolf's turn. The wolf that fell.
22.
This wolf just dies peacefully. And just falls to the floor dead.
Wreathed in ghostly white flames.
Yes.
Imagine if he had, like...
Alright, can you roll Moonbeam again?
I love this one. 23.
It's 23. 23 or 22? 23.
It's a 5 foot.
This wolf also dies. In white
isn't
flame.
it just 5 foot?
I'm sorry?
Isn't it just 5 foot?
It's 5 foot radius, so it's 10 foot diameter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So both wolves are now dead. All wolves are now
All the
dead.
Yeah, great. I didn't.
Tech comes down, he's going like... And his feathers are literally singed. Bro, did you see what we did to that wolf?
Never seen a wolf fly before.
I am annoyed. Character is annoyed. Character likes to fight. Like, I live for the thrill of the hunt. It's one of the things. He didn't get to do anything.
It's just like someone else I know.
I was just much better at hitting.
Nox was being so careful not to use anything demonic.
I want to find another wolf.
Continue down the long rest and then just continue traveling.
Yeah, because the whole thing of this thing, the sword being lit like this lasts until I put it away. It just is glowing until I'm done. Until I sheath it. Like, when I let go, it stops.
Just don't let go.
Ever.
Don't let go, Jack.
Don't let go. Which is kind of ridiculous, because technically you could sleep with your... Oh, no, it's until you take a short rest as well.
When Cat comes back to the boat, Nox would pat him on the shoulder and say, "Nicely done," and cast Cure Wounds as he does it.
He'll just perk up there with a little pose.
So it's 11.
And as you guys get back onto the boat, you guys continue up the stream as next time when we come back, we will go more up the stream and maybe find a village or maybe do some more combat.
The creek without that.
Yep, going up a creek
nice.
at its pace.
Am I annoyed? I had planned for things that would have gotten like 10d6 in a round. But
Then save it for a boss. Not
You
a
see,
wolf.
but my plan
I can
is to
do it
have
all the
advantage
time.
while also getting a +10 to hit.
yeah, I'd have advantage on the attack as well because of the curse.
My plan is just make them do the saves.
And we will see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye bye.